here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make a funky fun graduation card. This is for my niece Sarah, who is graduating today from with a graphic design degree, and she really loves giraffes, so I use this giraffe. This has like a half giraffe monkey stamp from Lost Coast Designs, and I thought it really just kind of summed up her quirky personality, and I drew a little mortise board on his head and gave him some balloons for congratulations, and just stamped some subjects on these little folded paper strips to be books. So I'm going to show you how to make this the animal stamp, just to kind of mix things up a bit. First thing we're going to do though is ink up this colored pencil, well, this pencil stamp from Lost Coast Designs. It's the first stamp I ever bought from them. I got it at a stamp show, and I just really loved it, and then shortly after that I got on the design team, so that was kind of cool. I'm inking this up first with Marigold ink from Versacolor. It's just a nice warm orangey yellow, and then I'm going over it all with amber clay, and that's a chalk ink. I just want to make sure I get really good coverage here, really deep color, because yellow's kind of hard to make show up. Then I'm going to use some brown and some charcoal. I typically don't use a lot of pigment inks. I tend to prefer dye-based inks because they're so vivid, but I feel like in this case the pigment ink is a little bit more appropriate. And I got some pink over here. I'm just gonna go over maybe I'll just wipe off the erasers a little bit before I go over with that just to keep my ink pad a little cleaner. Let's get that inked up really well there, and then I can blot this off on a scrap of paper if I feel like I've gotten a little bit of yellow on the edge of that. Alright, so I'm working on some smooth white cardstock here, and I've got my surfaces a little bit padded, so that helps. And I'm just going to rock this across. When using a big background stamp, I find that these rockable blocks work really well, either the Impression Obsession Mega Mount, which I'm using here, or the Rockablocks from Crafter's Companion. I really enjoy both of those. So I'm going to be cutting this out. Why don't I just cut this part off first, and we'll go stamp our next image on the scrap there. I'm going to use one of these little dogs, and I'm going to draw a hat on him. And I think I'm going to use this guy here, which is, I think that's him right there. That's the one I want. Hopefully I've got the right stamp here. There we go. I'm a little energetic today. I just had 10 hours of sleep. Oh my gosh. I went to bed at about 11, and the dog woke me up at 6, and I fed her and let her out, and I went back to bed and I slept until after 9 o'clock. I could not believe it. Oh my goodness. I must have needed it. Kind of makes you think though. It's like I usually just get up and stay up when the dog wakes me up. I mean, would I sleep 10 hours a day normally if nobody woke me up? That's crazy. I don't think I would. I think I would wake up at about 7.5 hours typically. All right, now let's see. I think I'll use a black pen, and I'll use one of my microns here for this, and I'm just gonna draw kind of like a diamond shape. I'm going to go around his ear there and cover up the ear and back. I think just draw that little mortar board on there, and just kind of put the tassel on just so you can see that it's a tassel. There, so he kind of looks smart. Wicked smart. Doesn't he look smart? I think he looks really smart. That's how we say smart in Maine. Alright, okay, and for our background here, I've just got a craft card base, and I've got this, these pre-made cards. They're just Nicole from the craft store. Get them on sale. And I'm going to adhere that down, ink the edges. There we go. I love this paper. This is GSD Studios, I believe, called Funhouse. I love fair and circus themed products. I don't particularly go to the fair or the circus, but I love the products. There we go. I'm going to knock that over if I'm not careful. Okay. And now I think I will just pause the video camera while I cut out the two items that I've stamped that should be perfectly dry now. So when we come back, I will have this all cut out and we'll be ready to move on. Alright, I've got a card base here, and I'm going to adhere my panel on Just deciding which way I want it, if I want it to go pointing up or pointing down. I think I'm going to do pointing up. Now, sometimes you want to decide, like, do I want a border around something I cut out or not when I fussy cut something? And fussy cut is just cutting something closely. So here I left a border around my image because there's a border in between each of the pencils. This is a really great stamp too because you could stamp it and cut apart all the pencils and use it as an embellishment. So that's kind of a thing to think about when you're purchasing a stamp and you're trying to figure out the uses that you'll have for it. But on the dog, I cut really close because I can get really close and have, and it's got a nice outline on it, so I thought that that would work a little bit better. Now for gluing these small cutout images, or like if I'm gluing die cuts, like a die cut title or something, I don't fuss around with those glue pens. I really don't like them. They clog up on me. I've never had a glue pen that's really, that's worked well consistently and held tight for a long time. So what I like is I just take a toothpick or a skewer and I dip it in Mod Podge, and that's my favorite glue. That's my favorite white glue, and I find that it doesn't seem to react with humidity. So yeah, I just kind of spread it around like this, and if it does seep out, it's not the end of the world. It might be a little shiny, but I can usually just kind of wipe it off with a paper towel or my finger, and then get rid of that sheen, and you won't even see that I've got glue there. So I try not to have too much extra. I can set him down right there. And I like that because I can get the little bits like the end of the tassel or the feet or the tail, or if I'm doing die cut title, I can get all the die cut letters. So Mod Podge, the more and more I use it, the more I love it. I buy it in a gallon and I decant it into here, and I found a really good price on it at Blick Art Materials. I wait until I have like frames that have to be ordered, and then I'll pick up the other things that I need, and I'll wait until they have one of those 25 or 30% off your entire order things. So I got the gallon of Mod Podge for about 18 bucks, so that was pretty cheap. All right, so now I want to have, I want this to be festive. I want there to be some balloons, and I chose a couple different patterns of paper that I thought were kind of fun. They were bright, but they still kind of went with my background. So what I'm going to do is use this punch that I've had for like, I don't know, 15 years or something, and I'm going to punch some balloons out. And I used 3 on the other one, but I think I might use more on this one because I think that might be kind of fun. And I've got a few different papers here I'm going to punch balloons from. And if you don't have a balloon punch, you could use an oval and just use an oval. I mean, I don't think you need to put the little thingy on the bottom, the little balloon tie part on the bottom. You can tell it's a balloon. If it's something hanging from a string in the air, it's going to look like a balloon, I mean, be creative with what you have. You don't have to run out and get everything. In fact, I've used this punch to make like dinosaur eggs and things like that. So I mean, be creative with the punches you have. I don't have very many, so I have to be, or I have to turn on the die cutter, which honestly I have to say my die cutter does not get turned on much these days. All right, so I want to arrange my balloons up here. I want to make sure I put them someplace they can be seen. Just have a little bunch of them here. Maybe put the yellow ones up high where they'll show up a little bit better. And yeah, I kind of like that. Trying to decide if I want all of them there or not. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Mod Podge and my skewer and stick those down with that, because I know they'll be stuck good if I do it that way. There. Maybe I should have chose some colors with a little more contrast, but I think it'll be fine. I love the detail in these stamps. I love the vintage vibe that they have. Well, maybe I'll put one of those pink ones up there. Sometimes I change my mind. And you know what? We're allowed to do that. We are allowed to change our mind when we craft. Maybe I only want 3. Now that I look at it, I'm thinking maybe I do only want 3. 3 might be a little bit stronger of a design. I like 3. I do like that. Let me just see if I add a couple more, if it adds to it, or if it takes it, or if it doesn't. You know what? I'm thinking the 3 is probably where it's at. And I'm just going to wipe up the extra glue, just blot up the extra glue that's seeping out, because it's not going to hurt anything if I just blot it up now. Alright, back to my pen. I'm going to draw a line from the balloons to my puppy dog. Speaking of dog, my other dog, my real dog, just came through the door, tie it right around his paw. Oh, love it, it's cute. Yeah, I think just 3 balloons is gonna do the trick. And then I did like the at least one book. I'm gonna cut some books out for the doggy to be sitting on, and what I'm gonna do is actually just fold it so I have a little dimension. See, nothing fancy, I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. I thought for sure, it was funny, I was looking around, it's like, I bet I must have a stamp of a graduation hat. I was sure I had a stamp. I'm still pretty sure I have a stamp of a graduation hat. I could not find it for the life of me. I don't know if I imagined it or if I gave it away, or in my you know, revamped filing system, I put it somewhere I couldn't find it. I figured it'd be in the kids section. But I could not find a graduation cap. But then I'm like, you know what? It's a diamond shape. I can draw that. I don't need to have I don't need no stinking stamp. I'll give him a little pedestal there. Where's my yellow? What did I do with that other one? Oh, there we go. Oh, I probably should have glued him up a little bit higher. That's alright, I can put this down a little bit lower there. And I'm going to shorten these a little bit. And then I can stamp on the subjects. Alright, and I will use my dry adhesive for this because I have room. I have room to hold that down with the dry adhesive. Use my ATG gun that my friend Valerie sent me. Wicked nice. He's wicked sweet out there in Texas. There we go. I saw it's one of, you know, those little articles you see on Facebook. You know, people will share something and then you know, it was like, you know you're a Mainer. If you understand these terms, you know you're a Mainer, and wicked was one of the terms. Everything's always been wicked cool. Still say wicked. I don't know if anybody else says wicked. Bring wicked back, people. It's such a great adjective. It basically means very. Alright, and then I can stamp my subjects on these books. So maybe I'll just do math and reading, because that's a pretty generic subjects there. I love these little stamps. They're just from they're the dollar bin at the craft store. And they're very handy. Even Walmart has them. And they've got bigger ones now, which I have not picked up any because I was thinking I haven't used mine enough to justify getting the bigger ones, but now I think that I have. Oh, let's see. Stamp out math. And I do find you have to be careful because they're not closely trimmed. What do you expect for $1? So you want to tap very gently or you're going to get that box around them, which you might like if you're going for a grungy look, but if you're trying to keep it clean, just gently tap. And there's a variety. I like the different, they have typewriter keys, they have plain ones like this. For $1, it's kind of a nice easy way to have a selection of fonts. I don't like to mess with my computer, as you know. You know how Lindsay does not like to play on the computer. I'm on the computer, I feel like I'm on the computer so much. You know, I get sucked into that Pinterest void. I don't get sucked into Facebook too much. I do go into my Frugal Crafter group and, you know, check out what everybody's up to. But I find that when I'm on Facebook, I feel terrible. You know, it's like, oh, either people are having way more fun than me, or I'm just very discouraged with people's lives, and I feel sorry for everyone's lot. Some people, I don't know, it's like it seems like people either, you know, exaggerate how awesome their life is, or they're complaining about how terrible it is. There seems to be no happy medium. I don't know. R-E-A-D-I-N-G is reading, and how you spell it. I-N-G. This is riveting, isn't it? It's a rainy day right now. I'm hoping the sun clears up because my son's got a Little League game today, and he is the first game he'll be playing this year. So looking forward to that. Reading. There we go. Math and reading. And if your stamp skips, you can fill in with a micron pen. And then you've got plenty of room over here to, you know, stamp congratulations or whatever you like, or, you know, it's up to you. You can embellish it however you like, and you can even line it if you want to, but that's basically what I wanted to show you. Just a kind of fun, quirky graduation cards today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked this video. I will put links below the video to where you can find these products from Lost Coast Designs because I think they're really fun and you can use them for a lot of different occasions. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.